Hello, my name is Christy McGillivray. I am the STEM Education Coordinator at the Farmington Hills Nature Center. This summer, we held our first STEM Leadership Experience, which was a summer program, 2 weeks long, dedicated to helping students explore the STEM fields through different environmental science areas at the city of Farmington Hills. We were wildly successful. We had lots of students enroll. Some of the topics that we covered included water quality studies in the branch of the Rouge River that runs through Heritage Park. We built a working solar oven. We covered renewables math. We covered plant pathology. We had 2 different teams from Farmington Public Schools robotics clubs come and do a workshop on robotics for all the students. And we covered engineering with professors from Lawrence Tech University. What we were hoping that students would learn by participating in our summer program is that the solutions to tomorrow's environmental problems and today's environmental problems involves the STEM fields. We need to come up with better engineering solutions to actually solve environmental problems. We hope to show them that there are a lot of different entry points into the STEM fields. It's not just engineering and math, there's also the life sciences to engage with as well. We wanted them to have the experience of teaching some of the material themselves. We wanted them to put their own expertise to use because students have absolutely fantastic ideas when it comes to coming up with solutions for our problems. We also wanted to make sure that they had fun. STEM isn't something that needs to be just hard work. It can be hard work and a lot of fun without lots of pressure. We'll talk a little bit more in depth about the different subjects that we covered through our STEM leadership experience. With our robotics program, there were 2 different robotics clubs that taught the students some of the basics of programming. They used C++ when explaining to the students how you actually program robots. And the students also held a discussion about the ethics of robotics as well as how to deal with the problem of e-waste.
It's important to explore the STEM careers because a lot of our world runs on how things work and what science is and what technology is. And since our world is changing so quickly, technology is becoming more important. So it's important to know how technology works and what science actually is and what engineering is and what math is.
In partnering with Jerry Gillette from Michigan State University, the students also had the opportunity to get real lab experience. They cultured different types of plant pathogens, they used microscopes to explore microbiology, and they got to ask Dr. Gillette exactly what it's like working as a plant pathologist in Michigan.
We had a professor from MSUCOM, Professor Gillette, and she came in and talked to us about fungus and bacteria and like how it's always present in nature. And I was so surprised because we were taking a nature walk and she pointed out all these different pieces of fungus here and a mushroom here and stuff like that. And I was totally surprised because I never paid attention before. But when I started to, you see it's everywhere. And it's kind of like freaky and cool all at the same time.
I really enjoyed the plant pathologist who came in and the fungi, looking at that under the microscopes was really cool. Partially what I liked is that getting good microscope experience is wonderful. That rarely happens for me. And the other part was I think you don't really appreciate fungi when you just see it on trees and plants, but looking at it and its complexity was really incredible.
We covered a diverse array of STEM topics over the STEM leadership experience. We even covered entomology, the study of insects, with Dr. Andrew Chluchek from Michigan State University. There's actually an ongoing study at Heritage Park being run by Michigan State University, and the students had the opportunity to go around and actually check the traps that MSU professionals are using to collect their data for the study.
I think the STEM fields are so important because this is rapidly becoming a bigger part of our everyday life. Like science is obviously like always been a big part because that's biology, that's us. But I think that technology, engineering, even math are all becoming enormous parts of our lives. Like think about the amount of time you spend on your phone and things like that. Yeah. So just building a better generation of STEM workers, of people who are dedicated to learning more and to pushing the field further, that is absolutely priceless.
At the STEM Leadership Experience, we had a lot of different local partners. We worked with engineers at DTE Energy, we worked with a plant pathologist at MSU, and we also worked with Lawrence Tech University. The students had the opportunity to go to campus at Lawrence Tech and work closely with Dr. Andy Gearhart on critical thinking and problem-solving workshops that he uses with his first-year mechanical engineering students. They got to build working models given certain parameters, and they had the experience of what it would actually be like to embark on a mechanical engineering degree.
Actually visiting Lawrence Tech just to see the different things that they had there to show us, and a lot of the buildings that or a lot of the buildings that did renewable energy things were really cool.
Because if the computer ran this and you had a restaurant there, right?
We're going to take some of this sample and we're going to measure it, right? For turbidity.
We have a lot of partnerships at the Farmington Hills Nature Center, and right now we're participating in the Greater Farmington Energy Prize. With the Greater Farmington Energy Prize, everyone in Farmington Hills is working together to cut their energy use and improve energy efficiency. DTE Energy is a great partner in this effort. They also helped with our leadership experience by inviting the students to come to their offices and speak with actual engineers about how they actually provide energy to local residents as well as help residents save energy. Students had the opportunity to tour their offices, work again on some great engineering problem-solving activities, and tour a substation to actually see how energy is delivered to customers.
I think the most I've learned was at the LTU and DTE Energy, and I really enjoyed how they taught us the specifics in solving a problem and decision making.
So with our water quality testing program, we actually spent almost an entire week studying the water quality in Heritage Park. Students went out and they collected water samples and tested for 5 different factors to try and figure out what the water quality was actually like in Heritage Park.
I teach environmental science at Oakland Community College, and I wanted to start some new field trips in which we do habitat restoration. I'm teaching students about invasive species, and I wanted the students to do real service work along with that and remove invasive species. I know we have plenty here in Southeast Michigan, and so I contacted Ashley Smith at the Nature Center at Heritage Park, right down the street from our campus on Orchard Ridge, and she was really receptive. We started designing this field trip to remove invasive species, and next thing I know, Christy McGillivray and Ashley are calling me to come in and talk to them about a new project. And so it kind of fell into my lap, and I was really excited about the opportunity to participate in the STEM project. So the water survey project the students did on the river that runs through Heritage Park. This is Minnow Creek, and they did a water quality analysis on terms of the chemistry. So they looked at dissolved oxygen, the pH, the temperature, and the turbidity, the cloudiness of that water. They also looked at the conductivity, the sort of the saltiness of the water. And they found that all those measurements were generally within acceptable, normal freshwater ranges, except for conductivity was kind of high. They also did an evaluation of the microbiology. So we did cultures of bacteria from the stream. They looked at the insects to determine if there were normal, healthy populations of the kind of aquatic insects that should be in the river. And happy to report they found some aquatic insects that should be there, as well as they observed fish and frogs.
Now, our summer program was not about bookwork. All of our projects were hands-on, and the students spent a lot of time actually out in the park enjoying our beautiful settings in Farmington Hills. They went and spent an afternoon also shooting at our Riley archery range, and we covered the physics of archery, so they got an actual practical experience of how force and motion work. We also spent time outside building solar ovens and putting practical concepts to good use.
What made me decide to do the STEM leadership experience is that I've always been interested in science, and I really wanted to explore all the different types of sciences and what my options really are in the future.
It's really helpful if you want to learn a lot. It's actually really helpful, and it's just a good time.
Because it's like not like any other camp. It's different, and you can learn stuff and still have fun at the same time.
I would totally recommend students do this program next year because there's so many cool things that you learn, and it is so multiple disciplinary. Like, it's not just about plants and STEM, but it's also about like engineering, the design process, and technology. So everything is kind of coinciding together. So it's not like if you think you're just a science person or just a technology person, you're going to be totally blown away about all the different stuff you can do here.
The opportunity to work with high school students, and especially the students who came to the STEM camp, brought a new group of students who could potentially see what OCC has to offer, and it's a new audience for me. The Farmington Hills Energy Prize has an education component, and that's a really important part for educating the future of kids on kind of getting them into this mold of understanding renewable energies and the value and really the practicality of conserving energy and finding alternative sources. So we're hopefully attracting some students to showing what we can offer at OCC, and it gives back to the community that supports OCC beyond just our own classroom.
We're really grateful at the Farmington Hills Nature Center for all of our partners that helped out. We were able to work very closely with local universities and businesses to provide a great experience for students interested in the STEM fields in Farmington and Farmington Hills. We're really looking forward to running the same program next year. We had a lot of students get involved. We were able to fill all of our classes. And if you have any interest in getting involved next year, either as a participant enrolled in it or helping us run some of the programs, please contact us at the Farmington Hills Nature Center. The phone number is 248-477-1135. Thanks so much.